And then he pulls out a freaking knife, freaking switchblades, like, and he's like, hey, what are you gonna do? Hi, you beautiful, gorgeous, beautiful, gorgeous, beautiful, gorgeous people. Okay, so today I'm gonna be telling you the story about the couple of times I called 911. First story is in Colorado. I was outside waiting for my husband to get off for lunch. As I do, my son was asleep, everything was pretty quiet, and I was enjoying the peace. And then I heard this freaking yelling, like screaming, yelling, and I was like, what is going on? So I looked, and it was this couple arguing in the middle of the street, well, crossing the street, and I don't think crossing the street, and they were coming towards me, and I was like, oh my gosh, they're being so loud, like, oh my gosh, they're arguing, like, what's going on? And then I don't know what they were arguing about. I have no clue. I couldn't even guess. But what they were doing is like, he would argue, and then he would walk in front of her, and then she would say something to his face, and then she would walk away in front of him. And he kept going it back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, like all the way down the freaking street. And I was like, oh my gosh, what's going on? And then I heard her say, like, she was right in front of his face, and she was like, F you. And it wasn't like F you. It was like, F you, like freaking screeching. And I was like, okay. And then she walks away, and he like pushes her, makes her fall, grabs her by her arm, picks her up, and then pushes her with his arm. You get what I'm saying? And I was like, what the freaking going on? Like, what do I do? They're putting their hands on each other. Like, what do I do? And the way she was walking, she kind of looked like she was drunk, on drugs. I don't know what was going on. It was 2 in the freaking afternoon. This shouldn't be happening. So, I'm like watching, and then she screamed, go ahead and fucking kill me. I don't care. And I was like, ooh, red flag. I'm calling 911. So I call 911. Ring, no answer. And I was like, all right, that's weird. So I hang up and I call again. Rings, doesn't answer again. And I'm like, what the freaking crap is going on? So I hang up, turn my phone off, turn it back on, and call 911. Still no answer. So at this point, I'm like, well, I guess nobody can have an emergency today because nobody's answering their freaking phone. So I'm just like, all right. So I'm like looking up the sheriff's department in Colorado, because we just moved there, to call them like directly. And then a private number calls me back and is like, hey, did you call 911? And I was like, yeah. And she was like, oh, what's your emergency? Like, first of all, pretty sure 911 is supposed to answer on the first time you call. I don't think I've ever heard a 911 actually ring. I always hear it just go straight to voicemail, or straight to the person, or like it goes like bling. Hi, this is 911. What is your emergency? And 2, I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to call the person that called 911 back, because if they were kidnapped and they found a phone and you called, now you just killed them. So I don't know. It was weird. It was really weird. I told him what happened. She was like, all right, a cruiser will be there right away. Is there anything I can help you with? I was like, no. And she hung up. So, and I don't know. Anyways, we hang up. I'm like sitting there waiting for the car, waiting for my husband to get out for lunch, whatever. And then my husband comes out, or my husband's late, comes out, we go to lunch, we come back, and then the police arrive. I don't know if police came during the time we were getting lunch or what, but that was a good 45 minutes before I saw any cop. And we were in the same shopping center. I don't know if I just didn't see it, but it was weird. It was so freaking weird, because if this woman was like in serious danger for one reason or the other, you just killed them. Like, what's going on? I don't know if there was like a bigger emergency in the town. I don't know, but it was weird. Okay, that was the first time. And then the second time, another couple, stop arguing in public. Stop it. So me and my husband, we're at a park. Our son's asleep. We're enjoying the silence, as parents do. And we see this freaking Tahoe just like run into the freaking park lot, and then parks. Loud thumping music gets everybody's attention. And we're just like, what? And the couple comes out, and you know, regular old couple. They're not even arguing. They're not even talking to each other. She's like walking ahead of him, and he's like, so I didn't know what, it didn't look like anything was wrong. Well, and then they started arguing, but they weren't like arguing. They're like talking angrily. You know what I'm trying to say? Like they're like, what the fuck, man? Like in public arguing. So I'm like watching, like glancing up every once in a while, and then they both stand up. They're sitting, and they both stand up, and they start like getting in each other's faces, like immediately. And I was like, whoa, baby. And I tell him, he looks, arguing in each other's faces, whatever. And she like pushes him, and then gets her phone, dials or whatever, and like tries to call. And then he snatches her phone, and then he snatches her phone. She then scratched his face, and like real fucking scratch. Because when we saw him later, he had like freaking like brujera crap. So I was like, I tell him, she like scratches him, and then he like pushes her head down. He doesn't hit her, he just like pushes her head down. And then my husband pops up out of the car and is like, hey, bro, just don't put your hands on him. Just don't put your hands on her. Just walk away. And then he turns to my husband and is like, what are you gonna do, bro? And my husband's like, lock the car. So I like locked the car because my butt was pregnant. So I locked the car. And then he like arguing and yelling at her, and like, blah, blah, blah. And then he pulls out a freaking knife, freaking switchblades, like, and he's like, hey, what are you gonna do? So my husband tells me, hey, like, go get the bat. So as I open the trunk, put my hand on the freaking door to open it, he puts the knife to himself. And he's like, nobody ever cares about me. Something. And like, just has it to his throat. And like, I'm freaking out. I'm starting to hyperventilate because I was like, oh my god, is this guy about to like get hurt himself in front of us? So I like scramble for my phone. My husband tells me call 911, so I'm like calling 911, telling him what's going on. By the way, they answered the first call. Side note. Anyways, I call them, I tell them what's going on. They're like, all right, cops will be there right away. Again, they were there in like 5 minutes. So I was like, okay. Cops come up and they arrest him, which I don't know why, but as he was like walking past me, he had like blood coming off of his neck because he wasn't cutting himself, he was like stabbing himself. Ooh, not a good angle, but he was like stabbing himself in the freaking throat. And the girl pissed me off so freaking bad. Okay, so freaking bad. Because one, she had the smug look on her face, like this was ruining her day. Like, girl, why he upset about you? Like, you need to leave. So they arrest him. They don't do anything to her. They question her and then let her go. And I'm just sitting there like, she put her hands on him first, but he was arrested. Like, I understand he had a weapon or whatever, and his life was in danger. He put his life in danger, so on and so forth. But she put her hands on him first, and she just walked away with that smug look on her face. And I about snatched her damn head. Not my problem. Anyways, they took him in. I don't know what happened after that, but I really hope that he got help. And don't argue in public. Nobody knows what's going on. Everybody's gonna stare out of concern and curiosity. Second of all, don't put your hands on people. I don't care if you're a girl, I don't care if you're a mermaid, I don't care if you're a fish. Don't put your hands or fins on people. It's not right. And your life is never worth some girl that has a smug lake on her face. And Colorado, you need to fix your 911 system because that really concerned the crap out of me. Anyways, hi. I hope you enjoyed the story time. I enjoyed telling you guys. And as always, don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. Well, bye.